Since his debut in March 30th, 1939, Batman has become one of the most popular fictional characters to have ever lived. One of the things that either makes or breaks Batman is the actor who plays him, and over the years there have been different actors who have worn the cape, bringing their own twist to the Dark Knight. In this video, I'll be going over the top 5 actors who play not only Batman, but also Bruce Wayne, and why I think these actors did a good job. Now this is my opinion, and my opinion is kind of biased, as I know some of the older people prefer older versions of the Batman, whereas myself and some younger people prefer more newer variations of the Bat. So before we get into the video, please make sure to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments. Number 5, Val Kilmer. Starting off at list at number 5 is Val Kilmer from Batman Forever, stepping into the role after Michael Keaton. Kilmer brought a more polished and charming take to Bruce Wayne, while still delivering a serious and brooding Batman. Kilmer's portrayal gave us a conflicted Bruce Wayne, haunted by his past while keeping the heroic, confident side of Batman intact. He showed us a more emotional Batman, as he shows a mixture of Bruce Wayne's internal struggles. Val doesn't really display Bruce as a billionaire snob, but more of a heroic Bruce, which I don't think is the most accurate form of Bruce we have seen. But one thing Val Kilmer brought was his physique. He brought a very athletic, martial arts based Batman, which was refreshing to see. It was a great Batman, but as we only got to see him for one movie, there wasn't a huge amount of screen time to go off. Although his time in the cape was short, Kilmer's performance stands out for balancing the lighter, more colourful tone of the film with a deeper emotional arc for Batman and Bruce Wayne. Number 4, Michael Keaton. When Tim Burton cast Keaton in 1989's Batman, many were skeptical, but Keaton delivered a performance that redefined the character from the big screen. Keaton was a great Bruce Wayne, displaying the character as a realistic, charming, smart billionaire. His Batman was dark, mysterious, and almost overworldly. He came across as a symbol of justice that strikes fear into the criminals of Gotham. We see this Batman battle with Joker, Penguin, and Catwoman, while his Batman was a figure of intimidation and strength. Keaton's iconic line, "I'm Batman," has become one of the most memorable moments in the superhero cinema. This is why they casted him in the new Flash movie. I do feel like both Michael and Val do lack the detective part of the Batman. Number 3, Robert Pattinson. His portrayal in 2022's The Batman introduced fans to a younger, more raw version of Bruce Wayne, a detective-driven, emotionally tortured vigilante. Pattinson's Batman is gritty, grounded, and still finding his footing as Gotham's protector. This version of Batman is definitely driven by the idea of him being the world's greatest detective. His version of Bruce Wayne is distant and scarred, dealing with the unresolved trauma. Fans loved the noir-inspired approach and the darker, atmospheric tone of Pattinson's portrayal, which focused more on the Batman as a detective, something we hadn't seen much in the previous iterations. Number 2, Ben Affleck. At number 2, we have Ben Affleck, who brought a powerful, gritty and older version of Batman to the life in the DCEU. Affleck's Batman was the most physical, imposing we've seen. A wary, battle-hardened vigilante who had been through years of fighting crime. I think it was a shame that we couldn't get a standalone movie of Affleck's Batman. I definitely think he's the most rugged Batman, and the Batman that genuinely brings fear into his enemies. It also makes him one of the most believable Batmans, and I think this variation is probably the closest to the ones we see in the comics. Affleck portrayed Bruce Wayne as a man consumed by his mission, driven by loss and anger, willing to do whatever it takes to protect Gotham, even if it means breaking his own moral code. Despite some initial skepticism, Affleck's portrayal earned widespread respect, particularly for his incredible action scenes and the darker, more brutal edge he brought to the character. He also gave us a Batman capable of standing alongside the gods of the Justice League. Number 1, Christian Bale. And finally taking the top spot as the greatest Batman of all time is Christian Bale. Bale's portrayal in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy is often regarded as the most definitive version of the character, exploring Bruce Wayne's journey from a man full of fear to Gotham's greatest hero. Bale portrays Bruce Wayne as a self-centered billionaire who you would have never guessed was Batman. His version of both Batman and Bruce were probably the most realistic, and that's what makes the superhero more intimidating. Bale's Batman was grounded in realism, bringing unparalleled depth to both Bruce Wayne and his alter ego. His Bruce struggled with guilt, loss, and the weight of his responsibilities, while his Batman was a symbol of fear, justice, and sacrifice. With incredible villains like Heath Ledger's Joker and Tom Hardy's Bane, Bale's Batman faced some of the most intense challenges ever seen on screen, delivering performances that became iconic. This trilogy redefined superhero cinema and set the bar incredibly high for the future Batman. So there you have it, our top 5 Batman actors. Each one brought something special to the role, but Christian Bale takes the crown as the ultimate Dark Knight for me. Who do you think played Batman the best? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below, and in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.